As we continue to keep an eye on the neck-and-neck race between challenger John McGuire and incumbent Congressman Bob Good, we're joined now by our esteemed political analyst, Dr. Bob Holsworth. And Bob, we just got that update moments ago at 11:13 it was, that now McGuire is up by 767 votes. That seems to seal the deal.
Bill, if that holds, it's going to be very difficult for Bob Good to make this up. That would well beyond the number that would be needed for a recount, and John McGuire would have succeeded in basically beating this incumbent with the help of Donald Trump and Kevin McCarthy as a tag team.
An unusual alliance, the so-called revenge tour. Now, we had heard earlier that if it's less than 0.5%, then a candidate could call for a recount. Now that we're more than 1% apart, it seems likely that, as you said, if the numbers stand up. What has this meant to the Republican Party here in Virginia if this holds up? That is a Trump-backed candidate, as well as McCarthy on his revenge tour, so to speak. What does that mean? What is going on right now in Republican politics?
Well, clearly what's happened is that there's been this tremendous divide between Donald Trump and the Freedom Caucus, who has been supporting Bob Good right here. That Good had the temerity basically to say that he wanted DeSantis. Trump wanted revenge. Kevin McCarthy wanted revenge because Good was part of the group that ousted him as the speaker. And so you have this division. I think the difficulty that this raises for the Republican Party is that it was such a close election that even while Donald Trump may get this revenge, it's going to look as if not everybody was listening inside the Republican Party. So by and large, we're going to have to see how this plays out in the general election. Trump and Biden seem to be close in the polls, but I think the Virginia Democrats are going to take going to look at this and feel pretty good about what happened tonight.
Although Gloria Witt won the Democratic primary in the 5th, we're not giving it short shrift. It's just that 3-to-1 is the ratio of votes that were cast for Republicans today as opposed to Democrats. It's an uphill slog.
Yeah, this is one of the most Republican districts in the state. It was basically in the redistricting process. The people who drew the line said that it was going to be a Republican district. It's going to be extraordinarily difficult for Gloria Witt to win. I think one has to credit anybody who runs an election, who basically participates in the democratic process. But at the end of the day, this is not a race where the Democrats are going to put a lot of energy and money in November.
Crucial elements. All right. Thank you, Bob, as always. And remember, you can always find up-to-date coverage of primary day just by going to WTVR.com. You could also download the free CBS 6 app.